Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control.
Cougar 19!
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm on stage. I don't really wanna brag. I'm just telling high five to the scarred and the strange. From the outlaw that'll never get tamed. Business from the pirate band. Sign this deal with a lobster hand. Freestyle. Flex these bars on a dolphin fin. Life's too short, but I can't. Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really wanna brag. I'm just telling that I'm leaving with a bag. High five to the scarred and the strange. From the outlaw that'll never get tamed. Biscuit beats from the pirate band. Sign this deal with a lobster hand. Freestyle like a bowling pin. Flex these bars on a dolphin fin. Life's too short, but I can't complain. Doing backflips on a candy cane. Ride my scooter with a cape at night, and I'ma high five me a traffic light. I blink twice, then I teleport. Got kicked out of the Trump resort. Bought this cloud on a payment plan, then I go Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really want to brag. I'm just telling.
It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Coming up, we begin a triple header here on Wild Card Sunday, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New York Jets. Strap in, the first of 3 on this Sunday. What a day we have in store. Super Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Here we go, here we go. Go.
They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Hey, check that, street.
Operating from the gun, Skinner. He gets it to Thomas. And some space here. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards. So in Jet territory now. Here's first and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Delson in motion. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11.
70 Timberwolf. Check smash. Ready.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. They'll get this out to Tootin. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a first and 10.
Here's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Ready. 60 Bison. 60.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down.
Viking 18.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Brian Thomas, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
7, Jets, nothing.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Ready.
They go play action here on first down. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 38. Another run by Bigsby. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 8 more yards this time coming off back-to-back first down pickups.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
From the 31, here's second and a couple. Back to throw. Davidson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 13-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
And they'll run it here. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Zay Flowers, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The 6-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Here we go. Nice cowboy 80. Nineteen tight. 19 tight.
Looking to throw. Skinner. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through a 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
70 Timberwolves.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Complete to Tank Bigsby. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
Second and 4. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he fires one, but incomplete. Was that the incorrect read or just more an error on the throw by the quarterback?
I lean more towards the latter because it seemed like he was open there, just missed him on the throw.
And a tough one to miss because now you're dealing with a 4th down. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll look to throw again. He'll find the rookie here from Texas Tech. Still going. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. 40 yards. And the Jets take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6.
Jets 14, Jaguars 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready, set.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Ready, ready.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen to Tootin. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
60 Eagles. Check, Bobcat. 60 Vikings. 60 Vikings.
Back to throw. Skinner. Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Second and 9. They'll run. It's Brashard Smith. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 28.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way, but that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Here we go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Skinner. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Off play action. Skinner. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. Now he'll tuck this and run. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is 1 play from stalling out.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Steady.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now he's going to, and he's going to go down again. Trey Hendrickson, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. That's returnable now for Smith. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Davidson. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
60 Bison,
Looking to throw. Davidson. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Arian Smith, 30 yards. And the Jets add 6 to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down. Back to throw. Skinner. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 2nd down and 3.
Here we go. Set. Buffalo 80. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Looking to throw. Skinner. That is caught by Dell. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
Caught left side. Here's Dell. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
It's a gain of 17 yards. 1st down, Jacksonville.
70 Timberwolves.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Operating from the gun. Skinner. Now he'll tuck this and run. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Skinner. That's complete. He's got Tootin. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
Got it. Ready? Ready?
A final shot before break. Skinner got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
What a way to start the second half. These guys are showing no signs of letting up. They have a chance to take a decided advantage with this possession.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
But I think the key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now this time he'll look to throw. Into a double team and it's intercepted. It's Jair Brown who's got it. And the Jags are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. But pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
Now he's going to step up and run. And Thomas has it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Off the play fake. Skinner. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Trey Hendrickson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Here we go. Here we go.
Operating from the gun, Skinner. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be fourth down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. Throwing to start the drive, Davidson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
But these are the situations that really test a defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
From the gun, Bigsby. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Tank Bigsby, 34 yards. And the Jets continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Jaguars 7.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. Nice little juke. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long game or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And the Jaguars first down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd and 5. In motion, the tight end. Back to throw again. That one down the field for Strange. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Mason Graham in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. That is caught. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Jaguars first down.
Operating operating from the gun. Skinner. He's going to launch it for Washington. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
He gets it to Addison. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Back to throw. Skinner. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Set, ready.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Cougar 19.
Looking to throw. Skinner. And incomplete on the deep ball.
In a game that hasn't gone your way, you got to throw in the end zone at every opportunity and hopefully climb back in as much as possible. He put way too much on that throw, though, and that shot ends up with nothing.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Back to throw. Davidson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. There's a short one caught by Fannin. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 50-yard line.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd down and 4.
Here we go. Take over.
Here's a give to Bigsby. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing. That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Now a handoff to Bigsby. Fights through it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 88 yards rushing for him now as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the second round.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up the first down.
And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down.
Joel Williams on the coverage.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Jets continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this will be a Jaguars 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
And the Jaguars 1st down.
Ready?
Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Jets are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
It's a turnover on downs.
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again.
Christian Wilkins there defensively for the stop.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Here's the Jets punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
16 yards. And the Jaguar first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off play action. Skinner.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Skinner.
He has his target. It's Addison. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Jaguars first down.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Finds Tootin out of the backfield.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'll look to throw again. Looking long for Thomas. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
Lawrence and the Jags offense staying out there. They'll go for 2 here.
They'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Well, there's some excitement, right? Go for 2, and instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give them a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rallied.
Exactly, and getting back there and making the tackle and not giving up 2 points themselves.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that, just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And a wild card